In the peaceful village of Green Meadows lived a hard-working milkman named Ramesh. Every morning before sunrise, he woke up, cleaned his cows, milked them carefully, and delivered fresh milk to every house in the village. Everyone trusted him because his milk was always pure, fresh, and delicious. His wife, Kamla, was very different. She loved money more than anything else. Whenever she saw someone wearing new clothes or buying expensive jewelry, jealousy filled her heart. One evening, as Ramesh counted the day's earnings, Kamla frowned. "Is this all?" she complained. "You work from dawn until night, yet we are still poor." Ramesh smiled gently. "We earn honestly. That is enough. Honest money brings peace." Kamla rolled her eyes. "Peace cannot buy gold." The next morning, while Ramesh was preparing the milk for delivery, Kamla secretly poured a bucket of water into the milk cans. "There," she whispered, "now we will have more milk to sell." When Ramesh noticed the milk looked thinner, he became worried. "Did something happen?" Kamla lied confidently. "The cows must have eaten wet grass." Trusting his wife, Ramesh delivered the milk. Within days, several customers noticed the milk was not as rich as before. An old woman said kindly, "Ramesh, your milk used to make wonderful butter. Now it feels different." Ramesh apologized politely. "I will check everything." But Kamla stopped him. "They are only trying to pay less." Slowly, Kamla became greedier. Each day she added more water. Soon she even mixed cheap powdered milk into the cans. Their earnings increased. Kamla laughed happily. "See, I told you. Clever people become rich." Ramesh was uncomfortable. "I don't know why, but something feels wrong." His wife answered sharply, "Wrong. We are finally making money." One rainy afternoon, a little orphan girl named Mira came to buy a small bottle of milk. She carefully counted her coins. "This is all I have." Kamla looked at the tiny coins with disgust. "That's not enough." The little girl lowered her head. "My grandmother is sick. She hasn't eaten all day." Ramesh quietly filled the bottle anyway. "It's all right. Take it." Mira's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, uncle." As she walked away, Kamla became furious. "You keep giving milk away. That is why we stay poor." Ramesh answered softly, "Kindness never makes anyone poor." Kamla ignored him. That night she secretly decided to earn even more money. While Ramesh slept, she mixed so much water into the milk that it barely looked like milk anymore. The next morning, villagers immediately noticed the difference. Children refused to drink it. A tea shop owner became angry. "This isn't milk anymore." One by one, customers stopped buying from Ramesh. Within a week, half the village had found another milk supplier. Ramesh stood outside his empty shop, confused and heartbroken. "I don't understand. Everyone trusted me." Kamla remained stubborn. "They will come back." But deep inside, she was beginning to worry. She had wanted wealth. The following week was the hardest Ramesh had ever faced. Every morning, he loaded the milk cans onto his old bicycle and rode through the village. But instead of smiling faces waiting at their doors, he found empty streets. Many families had started buying milk from another honest milkman in the neighboring village. By noon, most of Ramesh's milk remained unsold. He sighed sadly. "What have I done to lose everyone's trust?" Kamla still refused to admit her mistake. "They're just jealous because we're becoming successful," she said. Ramesh looked at her with tired eyes. Success built on dishonesty never lasts. One afternoon, the village schoolteacher visited their home. He placed a bottle of milk on the table. "Ramesh, I have always respected you," he said, gently. "But look at this." The cream had separated, and the milk looked almost like cloudy water. "My students became sick after drinking tea made with this milk." Ramesh was shocked. "I would never sell bad milk." The teacher nodded. "I believe you, but something is terribly wrong." After the teacher left, Ramesh carefully tasted the milk himself. His heart sank. This isn't pure milk." He turned to Kamla. "Did you add water?" For a moment, Kamla stayed silent. Then she admitted, "Only a little." Ramesh looked at her in disbelief. "A little?" She crossed her arms. "I only wanted us to earn more. By cheating honest people, they would never know." But they did know. Tears filled Ramesh's eyes. "You didn't just mix water with milk. You mixed lies into our family's name." Kamla walked away angrily, refusing to listen. That evening, a wealthy merchant stopped by their house. "I need 100 bottles of fresh milk for my daughter's wedding tomorrow," he said. Ramesh felt hopeful. This could save our business. Before he could prepare the order, Kamla whispered, "Let's add extra water. We'll earn twice as much." Ramesh firmly shook his head. No, while he went to feed the cows, Kamla secretly added water anyway. The next morning, the milk was delivered to the wedding. But during breakfast, guests immediately noticed something was wrong. The tea tasted weak. The sweets made from milk would not set properly. The embarrassed merchant became furious. He rushed to Ramesh's house with the spoiled milk. "You ruined my daughter's wedding feast." News spread through the village faster than the wind. Everyone talked about the dishonest milkman. Although Ramesh was innocent, no one knew the truth. Ashamed, he returned every coin the merchant had paid. By evening, they had almost no money left. Kamla opened the wooden box where she kept their savings. It was nearly empty. For the first time, fear replaced greed. She whispered to herself, "What have I done?" That night, heavy rain poured over the village. As water leaked through the roof, Ramesh quietly repaired it with old pieces of wood. Kamla watched him in silence. Even after everything, he had not shouted at her. He had not blamed her in front of the villagers. Instead, he simply kept working honestly. His kindness made her guilt even heavier. She realized that money earned through lies disappears quickly, but a good reputation takes years to build. As thunder echoed across the sky, Kamla couldn't sleep. She knew that unless she told the truth, they would lose not only their business, but also the respect of everyone they loved. The next morning, Kamla could no longer hide the truth. As the sun rose over green meadows, she walked to the village square where many people had gathered. Her hands trembled, and tears filled her eyes. "I have something to confess," she said. The villagers looked at her in surprise. She took a deep breath. "My husband never cheated anyone. He always wanted to sell pure milk. I was the one who mixed water into the milk because I wanted more money. Every complaint, every dishonest sale, it was my fault." The crowd became silent. Ramesh stood speechless. Kamla continued, crying openly. "I was blinded by greed. I thought wealth would bring happiness, but instead I destroyed my husband's good name and lost the trust of everyone." The village elder stepped forward. "It takes courage to admit a mistake. But trust is not rebuilt with words, it is rebuilt with honest actions." Kamla nodded. "I understand." From that day on, everything changed. She woke up before sunrise and helped Ramesh clean the cowshed. She never added a single drop of water to the milk again. Whenever customers came, she proudly told them, "Our milk is completely pure. If you are not satisfied, you don't have to pay." At first, only a few people returned. Ramesh never complained. He smiled and continued working honestly every single day. Weeks passed. One morning, little Mira returned with her grandmother. "My grandmother is healthy again," Mira said with a bright smile. "She wanted to thank you for helping us when we had nothing." The old woman handed Ramesh a basket of fresh vegetables. "We cannot repay your kindness," she said, "but please accept this small gift." Ramesh smiled warmly. "Your blessings are more valuable than money." The story of Kamla's confession spread to nearby villages. People admired Ramesh's honesty and Kamla's sincere change of heart. Slowly, customers began returning. The tea shop owner came back first. "I'll give you another chance." Then the schoolteacher returned. "I believe you've learned your lesson." Even the wealthy merchant visited once more. "I heard the truth. Everyone deserves a second chance." He placed another large order for fresh milk. This time, every bottle was rich, creamy, and pure. The wedding guests praised the delicious tea and sweets. The merchant smiled. "This is the best milk I've ever tasted." Soon, Ramesh's small business became more successful than ever before, not because of tricks, but because of honesty. One evening, Kamla counted the day's earnings. There was more money than she had ever seen before. She looked at Ramesh and smiled. "I spent so much time chasing wealth that I forgot the greatest treasure was your honesty." Ramesh gently replied, "Money earned honestly stays with us. Money earned through lies disappears like water poured onto dry ground." Kamla nodded. "I have learned that lesson forever." Years later, parents in Green Meadows often told their children the story of the greedy milkman and his wife. But they always ended it with the same words. It was not greed that made them respected. It was honesty, forgiveness, and the courage to change. And from that day on, every bottle of milk that left Ramesh's home carried something far more valuable than cream. It carried trust. Moral of the story: greed may bring quick profit, but honesty brings lasting respect, true happiness, and a peaceful life. Instead, greed had quietly started destroying everything they had built.